Welcome back to the Knowledgeable Programmer channel, guys. And here we are continuing this Express course. We are here with my friend Lloyd, and we are going through this Codecademy course together. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next sections of this course and future courses that we are going to do together.
Adding animal routes. Congratulations, you've made our glorious Express Yourself machine fully operational. Woo! Not only that, you now have all the tools you need to create a basic CRUD API. Time to practice your skills with a new set of routes. You'll go in to add an additional set of functionality to our machine. Animal mode. This will involve creating similar get, post, put, and delete routes. So let's go down and have a look at the instructions. So it says, in your app.js file, create a getAnimals route to return an array of all the animals. Okay, so here's the animals. And it's asking me now, so let's have a look. I might just start closing some of these because I can't close them. Okay. Okay, well, I think starting at the top's probably good a place as any will. So
Yes.
What I'll do then is I'll just make some space and I'll say app.get. That's going to take in the /animals route.
Correct.
And the second one's a callback.
Yeah, the second one is the callback.
Next. Yeah, and it says here, return. So I need to do the res.send. And I'm sending back this array.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do check work. Okay.
Now
actually, should we just fire up the server, well, just to see?
Yeah, you can do that to test it out.
Yeah, so there's the animals look. So if I click the get response, refresh database. Okay,
You have to hit animals, yeah.
Oh, so we got some new emojis to play with.
Yes.
Yeah. And
it's a great way to visualize what we are doing. If we were not using this nice GUI, we would have to use something like Postman or some sort of HTTP client. But this Codecademy course is so good because you can visualize what you are practicing right here in the browser. By the way, I'm not sponsored by Codecademy. I only use it because it's a great resource for you to learn.
So it says here, well, create a get. So we're looking for the ID route to respond with a single animal. Now, because obviously we've done the course, well, you've been obviously coaching me through the course, straight away I'm going to be looking for this helper function.
Yes.
I think because if somebody's just tuned in now, they might not know that this function exists. So let's pass in the app.get. Oh, app.get. And that's going to take in the /animals /:ID.
Correct. And :ID is a wildcard. So it's a catch-all for everything that you write after the animals /.
Nice. So I think if we were following the convention from before then, I would first of all need to get the animal ID, which is in the request.params.id.
Yes.
And then I've got this helper function up here. Now, I think they said to use this one, that if it wasn't equal to -1,
Yes, correct.
So I can say const animal index is equal to the return value of this function, and we pass in the animal ID.
And just to make sure, now it's not expressions, now it's actually animals. But
yes, you're right. Well, you're right.
Let's go to try and find that seed elements for animals, because I would like to know if the ID for the animals is a number or is a string.
Yeah. So you want to find, you want me to go to the utils file?
Yes.
And the seed elements.
Seed elements, yeah.
Okay, there.
Just for the animals.
Make some room. So it takes in an array and type, yeah. So they check in that we pass in the correct type.
So if they're using create element, then yes, they are numbers. You can check create element function and check that the ID that they are using is
yeah, there, look.
It's a number.
Yeah. So we don't need to do the we don't need to do the type conversion, do we?
We do need it because remember, whatever is stored in request that params, it's a string.
Yeah, I got you. So let me just select all of these. And then yeah. So basically now then I can say that if the animal index is not equal to -1, then I want to do a res.status. And did they say it was 202 or 204?
It's I believe it's 201 that we get the correct data, and this would be a nice place to use that get element by ID function. Yeah, that can stay. It's just that in the send, you can call get element by ID and return the element. So yeah.
Well, do you want to just go through this for well, for me obviously, and for the people watching?
So yes, we have. If you're watching now, and if you're on YouTube, there is a playlist that is going to contain the previous episodes of this course. And basically, when we were going through those previous episodes, Codecademy has provided these helper functions to make operations with the different arrays that contain the data to mimic a database. So these helper functions expect, like for example, the get element by ID expects the element ID and expects the array we are trying to get the element from. That's why we pass the animal index, because that will be the ID, and then we pass the animals.
So I want to start the server.
You need to stop it first.
See, do you know in VS Code it doesn't allow you to type?
Yeah.
Okay. So
and in VS Code, you probably would use something like NodeMod, and you wouldn't have to be stopping and starting it yourself.
Okay.
but I think there is a little bug in our code.
Okay. So let's see if we can, we first of all, we refresh the database. Yeah. And I want to get the doggy. So I'm going to click on the animals. Or do I send the request first and then click the animals?
Yeah, you have to, after you select animals, hit the 1 and send request.
Okay, so we're getting the status code of 200. And then if I refresh, I just see one of them.
Yes. Hopefully. No, it's actually getting all of them.
Okay. Okay.
So maybe you can do the browser trick of using localhost 4001 / animals / 1.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got an error. Okay, that's fine. Well, to check the code, we should get an error. Okay, did you send a response from the animal ID row? So let's have a look. Did we send a response? Oh, okay. I think they want res.sendStatus.
Yeah, it could be too.
Was this camel cased?
Yes. But there's a little bug we have to fix because we're sending the index, not the ID, and the index and the ID could be different. So in get element by ID, send animal ID, not animal index.
Okay. So I need to stop and start again.
And we need to use an else clause and basically handle 404.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
Use the sendStatus. The 404.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a lot to remember.
Yes, it is. But with practice like this, you will be remembering it much quicker than just watching a normal video about it.
Let me just check this up to date. Yeah, 400. Let's refresh it. Okay, so we've got this created. Nice. Okay.
Just refresh.
Okay. So let's get the. I might just make it a bit bigger for the viewer because I'm watching on my phone and the screen.
It's so small.
No, it looks really good actually. Well, that's why, because I can see it now on my phone, I want to make it easier for people to actually see it.
That's a nice thing for you to do. Thank you. We got it. But check the animals.
Yeah.
And now do it for animals.
Okay, so I do animal. So
No,
just send the request.
no, not hit animals. Oh, again, just hit send request.
Okay, so send it. So put in 1 and send the request.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's looking for this. Yeah, and then refresh.
No, that part is only going to get you all of them.
Right. Okay.
But we got the 200. Okay.
So probably better to run the code then. Oh yeah, look, we've got the error there. Route.dispatch. I think that's because I clicked it a couple of times.
Yeah,
And I remember earlier in the course, it said that you can only send one response and one per request.
exactly.
Okay, so it's failed. Look, there was an error. Okay, so I'll make this a bit bigger for the home viewer. Can't set headers after they're set.
Okay. So that means there is something wrong in our route. We are
Okay. Okay, so let's start.
maybe I no stop. Let's go. Let's get the element not inside the send. Let's get it out and then we pass it to send. Because I think it's calling the function, but it's already sending the data, and it's not a good practice. I think call
Okay.
get element by ID before the status and pass the result that you get from it to and yeah.
So shall I put it up here then? Const.
You can do it inside the if just above the rest.sendStatus.
Right.
Save it to a variable.
Const animal.
Just assign it to equal. Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's try it out now with send and see is send an animal. No, that can stay. It's instead of JSON, let's use send again just to see if that was the thing that was hurting us. Yeah. So if you are here in the stream, please comment, chat let us know in the chat so we can say a holler and let us know where you're watching from.
I think if I try and get all the animals and then send one. Wow, it's giving us the 200. No. Yes. Can't set headers after they set.
I think we need to, yeah, I think since we are going to send data, we cannot use sendStatus. We can have to use status because if we use sendStatus, it's like just sending the status code.
Yeah.
But if we want to send some data along with the status, we need to use just plain status.
So res.status.
Yeah, rest.status. I think now we get better results now. Yeah, hit the animals first. Yep. Yeah, we got it. It's working. We got it right there. If you want to send only the status code, you can use sendStatus. But if you want to attach something else after the status code, you need to use just only status.
So we are getting the animal, as you can see there, but we're still getting this error. So should we just check on the browser that we're actually getting it so that it's not like a strict test error?
Yes, let's check that.
Okay, so let me just go back to the, and just if people don't know what I'm doing here, I'm pressing Control and left and right. It just allows me to select, be a bit more specific with what I'm selecting. So if I go back to that, I can just copy the exact path like this. And then go up to there and then just pass in one. Okay, so it is working. Okay, so there might be
some strict tests that are expecting something specifically.
Yeah.
So let's get a look at the hint. Oh, there is no hints in this one.
No. No, there's no hint. So should we just try and run it again and see? Just have a quick look at what that error is.
Check out what they say view solution, because our solution is working. It's just that it's not theirs.
Yeah. Okay, so they put theirs at the bottom.
Oh, they are not converting it to string.
Mm-hmm.
To number, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so
and they're just using rest.send, not rest.status. That just
they've called theirs animal, and they didn't do the typecasting to a number. And basically, they're looking for a truth here, so they're not using the animal index.
But you have two variables with animal now.
Yeah, well, they're not using this one, are they?
Yeah, they are using that one. So rename
animal
the
ID.
No, the first one you should rename to ID. The line 23.
Oh yeah, because it's the ID.
And just the other one animal. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. And they're not putting a status code on it?
No.
That's quite strange because all of the other exercises, they've asked for the status code. So that could be quite confusing. Yeah, it's just gone through now.
So they were expecting a 200 and we were sending a 201. That's why it was failing.
Yeah. It's asking us to do a put route. So I probably put it right here underneath these animals. So app.put. So what's the put one for, Gemo?
The put one is for updating some resources, data that we get from the client, or in this case, the API user.
Create a put route to update an animal in animals and send back the updated animal. So I think, well, we've got another helper function for this. Update element. So
yes.
I'm just going to bring that down to this file. Const animal. Well, it'll be the ID again, won't it? It will be the request.params.id. And then we need to actually check that the animal exists in the first place. So this function called update animal is expecting 3 arguments. So the ID, the query arguments, and the element list. Okay, so where's the... oh no, I've gone past it. I've gone past it. Okay, so what could be a good name for this?
updated element
const updated element,
or animal.
updated animal. Yeah. Okay. We
Yeah, just pass the request.query.
yeah. And the I was just double checking which order they wanted in. Yeah, there. So the query is the second one and the array is the third one. So the array is the animals array. There it is. Yep, so the animals array. Okay. So if this is in there, then so what's it asking? To do a so we need to send it back. We need to send the updated animal back, don't we?
Yeah.
But I'll set up the basic parts first. Res dot. Well, we have to send a status now, don't we? So was it the 404 that's not found?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So if it's in there, then
Yeah, would be better, but just check if it works. I can definitely have some improvements that we can do to it.
okay, so let's have a look at the error. Update element must be called with a valid ID parameter. Okay, so that's the first one I've got to handle. So update with a valid ID.
I'm going to leave it here because we are running out of time, but please subscribe to get notifications about the next video, and we will finish this particular exercise we're doing, and hopefully this whole section in the next one. So thanks for watching and have a good one.